the xy value is given. The xy value is given, and we have to draw the diagram as per the xy value, as per the xy value. So xy value is given, and we have to try the putting these values on the x direction and y direction. So what scale you should be choose? I already explained that. In the y-axis, you have to define the load. Whatever the load is there, load means whatever the is be provided in the form of Newton. Newton is unit for the load, whatever the load we apply. Okay, so the table is given, and we have to suppose to the draw the xy line on it. Okay, so the table is here. See, this is the table. In the load elongation reading for a metal specimen, there is a load and elongation in the mm. So what happens? We can choose xy as per the given load. So here you can easily see this is the x direction and this is the y direction. Okay. So I go to here and choose some shape is not there. So application, yeah. So that we have to draw the graph with the help of scale. Okay. Scale is here. So how we draw this graph, I will show you. Okay. So students, you are able to see there is two scales. One is vertical and one is horizontal. So I will increase the scale here and increase the scale here. Okay, so you have to suppose to put a scale here. Okay, what will scale here? Okay, see the problem is given here. The problem is given here in the form of this table. In the form of this table. Okay, so the minimum value is 1380. Okay, so in the y direction, we choose 1 centimeter equal to 1000 Newton. So here 1 centimeter equal to how much? 1000 Newton. Okay, for y axis, for y axis, and 1 centimeter equal to 1.5 mm or xx. Okay, so this is our scale. So we just take it. Okay, now this is our scale. Okay, so the problem is given now at the zero elimination. So we choose one point. Means where is zero is zero. I just take here and make this like here. Okay. Yeah. Now we choose one point. See, the initial point is here. We just make a point here. See, one point is here, like initial point. And next point is here, 1380, 1380. So 1 centimeter equal to 1000 Newton. Now you can see 13 means 3. It is around here. It is around here in y-axis. Okay. And what about the x-axis? X-axis 0.03. Okay, 0.03. So means 1 centimeter equal to 1 mm. So it is around more than half. So second point is right here. Okay. So I make it greater than this pointer is good. So first point and second point I use dark color. Okay. So this is visible good. These 2 points we get. Now what happened? 2780. So here 2 points, 2000 means complete 2 and 2700 means around here. Okay. And what about the x 0.6? Just double. Okay. So it around this point. Okay, so what happened? Similarly, go for the 5,600. Sorry, 5,000 means this, 600 means around this point. Okay, and here we get 12, just double of it. Okay, so we get around this point. Okay, here and here. Now, what is the load? 7,400. So, 7. Oh, sorry, the previous point is wrong. It's around here. Okay. Now, 7,430. So, 7,400 around here and here. So, similarly, we put the value and here, if we make this point, then what happens? See, if made this point, we get a linear line till here, a linear line till here. Okay, so when we put all the points, so like this, we get the this type of graph. We get this type of graph. So what happens? You can see this is your proportionality limit, and here your B point, A point, here you get C point, A point, this is D point, and this is our E point. Okay, the main thing is this scale, because we don't draw the graph without taking any scale. So scale is very important for drawing the particular graph. So please, you may go for the graph call. So you can calculate the value. If 1 centimeter equal to 1000 Newton, then how you calculate 13,100, 1380? How much centimeter is? We just divide from the 1000 and get the value 1.38 centimeter. So similarly, for whatever the value is given here, we just calculate this value divided by 1000. Okay, and how we calculate here? We just multiply with 2, then we get the centimeter, because we get 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5. Okay, so 0.03, we just multiply this 0.5 to get the centimeter. Okay, sorry, we just divide by 0.5. So divide by 0.5, then 0.06 is the answer for the x direction axis, So similarly, for this problem, we can get the solution by putting the centimeter value in the xy direction. So now we talk about the further things about the so here we talk about the some more for the testing. So here we are going to see how many type testing we are going to discuss. So here we can see there are two type of testing: destructive testing, in change the dimension or physical and structure of integrity of the specimen. It is essential to destroy during the test. So this type of test under the destructive test, tensile, compressive, shear, Rockwell hardness test. So whatever the test previous study, that are the destructive testing. Means the material or specimen should be destroyed after the testing. So whatever we just apply the load, till the specimen is fractured. So it may be hardness test, it may be impact testing. What happens to impact testing? We apply the load, maximum load, where the material is failed. So we can measure the toughness of the material by the impact testing. Tensile and compressive. Tensile and compressive test conduct for the measure the strength of the material. Whatever the strength of material, we can measure by the twist. Shear. So we can check the strength against shear force during the shear test, and we can check hardness of the material due to Rockwell test. And now we come to non-destructive testing does not affect the structure integrity. Means we don't destroy the material. So how are we going to check this? Like weighting, measurement, etc. So what is the weight of the material or what is the length, size of the material? This is also a type of test. So in this test, material is not destroyed. Material is shape and size is like previously when we start the test and after finish the test, the material should be same. There is no change, and we finish the test. So this type of test is called non-destructive testing. So here, we have mechanical testing, ultimate tensile strength. So why it called ultimate tensile strength? Because in the tensile test we get the ultimate means maximum stress value, maximum strength value of the material before its fracture. Before its fracture. So that's why it's called ultimate tensile stress. Okay. So load. Applied load either pound or Newton. So as we see in the table, the load is applied in the form of Newton. In the form of Newton. So we can easily go through it. We can easily go through it and get the value for it. Okay. Stress. So what is the stress now? I already told you what is the stress, what is the elastic limit, what is the plastic limit, percentage denomination. These things is described in the details here. So stress, the intensity of the internally distributed force or component of the force that resists a change in the form of a body. So the basic difference, what is the stress? Stress is the internal property of the material. When any external force apply on the material, then only stress will be produced. Okay. What is the external thing? External thing is the load. When only load is applied, then only stress will be produced. Okay. Commonly measured in the unit dealing with the force per unit area means Newton, such as pound per square inch, LB, or megapascal, MPa. The three basic types of stress are tension, compression, and shear. So there is three types of stress value: tensile stress, compressive stress, and shear stress. Okay. The first two, tension and compression, are called the direct stress. The first means tensile and compressive, called the direct stress, and the third one, shear stress, is called the indirect stress, because we can't apply the shear force directly. Okay. Shear force is the resultant of two opposite force on the particular material. Shear means we cut the material, and how we cut the material? When, like two opposite force apply in very small area. Two opposite force apply in very small area, then only shear will be occur. Like we tear the paper, we tear the paper. So how we tear the paper? We take the paper, pick the paper with two hands, and we apply the opposite direction force. One hand in forward direction and one hand in backward direction. Then only we able to tear the page, tear the paper. Suppose we apply the one directional force means forward only, both hand in forward direction. Then what happens? Paper is moved, not be tear. Or we just apply the backward force, then paper is moved backward or forward. When we apply the same force with the both hands. If we want to tear the paper, then we apply the force in opposite direction. So we apply the force and the tear will be happen, tearing or shearing will be happen. So that is indirect. But what happens? We apply the tensile force, then tension will be occur. And we apply the compressive force, then compression will be occur. So compression and tension will be direct stress. Okay, elastic limit. So I already told you what is the elastic limit. The greatest amount of the stress a material can be developed without taking a permanent hit or permanent deformation. What it means, elastic limit is when we apply the force, maximum force that can change the shape and size of the material, and we remove the material and material gain its original position. So what happens? The maximum amount of the force means whatever the maximum value of the force where this phenomena is take the place, that is the elastic limit. That is the elastic limit, and this is shown in the stress strain diagram by the B point. Okay, OA is the proportionality limit and OB is the elastic limit. Means the elastic property is gone after the B point and permanent deformation will take place. So without taking the permanent deformation, whatever the maximum value of the load we can apply on a material, that called the elastic limit. Okay, percentage elimination. Okay, the total percent is saying that a specimen developed during the test. That is the percent elongation. Means whatever the first elongation 0.03, second elongation 0.06, similarly third elongation is 0.12. So that is the elongation value. Okay, at a different loading conditions. So whatever we just take the different loading on the particular testing setup, and whatever the percentage, total percentage of the, that value, so we will get the stress value, means percentage elongation. Now, principal property determined through the tensile testing, including the yield strength, tensile strength, ductility, based on the percentage elongation and percentage reduction in the area, modulus of elasticity, and visible characteristics of the fracture for the brittle material, which do not show a mark yield or ductility. Data is collected for the tensile stress and type of conduction type of the conduction who is this?
Sir, Johnny left.
Okay, some disturbing element is there, so no problem. So students, by these tests we can get these type of property like elastic limit, strength of the material, ductility, brittleness, and fracture property by the tensile test and compressive test. Okay, so now these things I already explained you. Modulus of elasticity, also known as Young modulus, calculated by the finding the slope of the stress strain curve for a given material within the range of the linear proportionality between the stress and strain. Okay, so what is that? Means if this is our proportionality limit, like this is O and this is A. So now we just made it, and the E is depend on this slope. The E is depend on the slope. So for the E, we have to calculate this triangle area. We give a name like P. So OA, we can calculate the OAB area for the modulus law of elasticity. Proportionality limit, proportional limit, the greatest stress a material can develop without devoting the form linearity between stress and strain. So OA is the proportionality limit that is given. Percentage reduction in area, the difference between the original and final cross-section area of the test piece expressed as the percentage. Okay, so we can calculate is the by the percentage. The difference between original cross section of area means what happens? We choose a circular section material and we take the elongation. So it maybe reduce its cross sectional area. Means if the initial area cross section area is A naught and final cross section after the testing is AI. So percentage reduction is what is AO minus AI divided by A naught divided by A naught and 200. Into 100. That is percentage reduction in the area. Okay. Yield point where the elastic limit is finished, that is the yield point, and yield strength, whatever the strength we get at the yield point, that is the yield strength. Okay, so students, students, we
Yes, sir.
stop our lecture. Uh, so we stop our lecture here, and you can join your next lecture. That is conduct by the Kudlekar sir.
सर
Yes.
न्यूज़ पर न्यूज़ चैनल पे कि बता रहे कि कॉलेज चालू होने वाला है।
हाँ, कॉलेज
सर
चालू होगा। जो आपका प्रोसेस है कॉलेज चालू होने का, वो मे बी आपका आफ्टर दीपावली का प्रोसेस है। और अगर